What's up? It's Chuck. Thanks for being here. Got my hair cut, beard trimmed. I subscribe to the philosophy of look good, feel good, play good. So, with that in mind, let's move into some Jdot Breezy Beats. So, if you get one thing from the video, it will be the Jdot Breezy formula. So, Jdot Breezy Beats equal Philly beats, less the crazy snares, and add two-step hi-hats. That's basically all you need to know. And there's less of a reliance on the choir vocals. So with that in mind, they're really fun to make. You can catch a vibe really quickly off the melody. Just get one pad or strings going, and get some dark and evil, and then go to your drums. Not bad at all. And then you got some unique 808 patterns. Cool kind of Florida bounce, not just your standard trap bounce. And then you can get to go crazy with the perks. Perks are a lot of fun. So let's go through these beats. We got 3 of them today, so I'm trying to move pretty fast. So stay with me. All right, this beat is called "This Means War." Pretty standard Jdot Breezy beat. Let's start with the melody. We have our low piano. Yeah, pretty standard. That bounce you'll hear everywhere. So it's a great foundation to work with. And then we got this pad, which I love. The pad is from, I think, a Loop Legend Bank, but it's got a lot of great sound to it. So let's hear it. So you'll notice that in our low piano, we're playing on the root, the D, and then here with the pad, we're playing on the 5th, the A. So a little bit of harmony there. Moving next to our lead sound, which plays in the chorus. So we're in Phrygian, as you can tell. We got that half step. They had a lot of tension, so I've been told on YouTube. And this incorporates the 7th as well, so kind of an interesting feel to it. You don't hear the 7th a lot in dark beats, but if you use it right, it can be pretty cool. And then, of course, the glitchy bell. Added a quarter note delay here. Yeah, you know what that sounds like. All right, let's look a little bit at the drums. So here is kind of your pre-hook, less perks, no hi-hat, and a counter snare. And let's look at the 808 pattern real quick. So, pretty simple to start. Follows the same bounce as the low piano and follows the root notes. But a little bit of rolls here, add some variation. So that's our 808 pattern, a lot of fun. And we have our counter snare, open hat kind of working in tandem with the 808s, a couple perks down here, and that's our hook. And we move into our verse section, really simple 808 pattern, but some fun stuff going on, so kind of you want to contrast your A sections from your B section, your hook and your verse, so the rapper catches a different vibe for each. So here's the 808 pattern in the verse with everything playing. And then this section will play in the second half of the verse. Just kidding, I repeated it. And there's our bridge. So you can tell right here, intro and first hook, verse, right here, and then bridge. So that is This Means War. Let's go to another one. All right, let's dive into the second beat. So we start with a pad sound here, very similar to what we've done before. I'll play it for you. So root note 6th and 5th. That's our that's the formula there. And then we have a layer that comes in off and on at the chorus in the hook. And this takes up a lot more of the high frequencies, different pad. Sounds great. So here are the two pads together, just so you get a sense of what the layering does. So you got one working on the low end and one on the high end, and then there's a little bit of panning involved as well. So you'll see that right here, just a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of the main sound. And then we have our low piano, of course, just playing that same bounce that we see so often. It's good, but you'll see later on what I do with it. And again, Keyscape Hard LA Custom is the best for these type of beats, I believe. And this is a great texture from Bion. Bion makes awesome stuff, so definitely check him out if you have a chance. And just real eerie, helps with the vibe. So that's the melody. And then the small key phrase comes in the second half of the hook as well. And it's just a real simple arpeggio with some sauce on it. So let's hear that. Yeah, good friend Portal. Again, Vion Bank. So that adds just an additional texture to what's going on. And so you'll kind of see, just looking at the MIDI for the 808s, we have this pattern, and then these are functionally pretty similar as well. So that's kind of the hook, and then this is the verse section. So let's hear the kind of main hook 808, just to get a sense of that bounce. Real open. So it leaves a good amount of space, which will fill up with perks and whatnot. So let's hear the hook with the rest of the drums in it. Yeah. Don't be afraid to take out snares either. And the hats come in for the second half of the hook. That's the hook. Let's take a look at the verse. Or hang on. So what I do here is this is the pre-hook, and then a longer hook, 16-bar hook here. Now looking at the verse, we have a similar 808 pattern, but first thing you'll notice is that this follows that bounce from the low piano. Layered snares again, as usual, and a little bit of a kind of at the end. So let's hear the verse, everything in tandem. A little clav, a little chant. So, really long verse, 24 bars there. So this is kind of more of a freestyle beat than, something that would be released. But so first, one thing that I love doing to contrast A and B sections, verse, chorus, etc., is throwing a low pass filter on the melody. So here is the hook going in to the verse, and notice how it changes the vibe almost instantly. Yeah, so you get a real different feel with the love filter on. I'm going to use the love filter again in the intro just to kind of add a little bit of dynamics. If you don't use love filter, I don't know what you're doing. But that was beat number 2. All right, you made it to the final beat. So this is Release Me. Similar vibes as the other two, just dark, atmospheric, and bouncy. So let's start with our pad sound. That's how I usually start all of these beats. Almost the exact same pattern we saw before. 6 to the 5th. nothing too crazy there. And then here is our bell sound, kind of adding a counter to it. Again, just leaving a lot of open space for the rapper and kind of accentuating that dark vibe. We got a tubular bell, and then here are some accents that sound great. Hella processing on this. Halftime, it works. Let's see what we got there. We got delay, halftime, 2 EQs. So a little bit of surgery going on there. And then another atmosphere. Yeah, very cool. That is right what the doctor ordered. Exactly what the doctor ordered. And then, one thing with these beats is I just like to go right into the drums a lot of times, but not include all the drums. So you can kind of get that bounce right off the bat. So let's hear that bounce right from the get-go. So again, pretty spaced out until we get to the 8th bar or 7th and 8th bars, and give it a little bit of roll there. And so to start this intro, we have just the snares, again, layered, and the 808s playing as far as the drums go. And, don't be afraid to cut out snares every now and then. Adds, some liveliness and energy to the beat. So here is our hook section all together. So there it is. A little bit of change in the bounce here. A little bit more active 808 pattern. And yeah, I mean, again, a lot of people will tell you this. You shouldn't really worry about exactly what's the hook and what's the verse. The rapper will find their flow as long as they can find their flow and the beat stays interesting. And here is the brass that I used in the hook. Let me play that for y'all, and you can kind of see what's going on as well. So here it is. No. Stop it. So with Jdot Beats, it's usually focused on the pad and the atmosphere as opposed to the instrumentation. So you won't see brass too often, or leads, or synths, or things like that. You obviously see synths, but when you do have them, be tasteful. Don't overplay, don't overproduce, and just kind of find a small little vibe to, contrast with the open, really atmospheric sections. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Again, big takeaway is Jdot equals Philly minus crazy snares, add hi-hats, use less choir vocals. Boom. Chuck out.